In Seattle, they're not dreaming anymore with the Seahawks organization because they have faltered. Every year since they went to back-to-back Super Bowls, the Seahawks have felt a little farther away from winning another championship. And Darrell Bevell finally was fired yesterday by Pete Carroll and the Seahawks. I get it. I totally get it. And this is why I think you can never overestimate what type of botch, what type of mind fart, what type of brain lock it was to throw at the goal line in the Super Bowl against the Patriots. I don't think you could ever overestimate that. Ever. I said it then, I'll say it again. I don't know if I'll ever say it or I'll ever see it again. That is the single worst coaching decision in football history. Now, that sounds like hyperbole. That sounds like, come on, D.A., there's been a billion coaching decisions. But I'll tell you why. Darrell Bevell deciding to throw at the goal line is the only play in NFL history where if you call it the opposite way, you most likely win the Super Bowl. By calling it the way you did, you lost the Super Bowl. Yeah, there are a series of calls here or there, a defense that maybe the Bengals could have played against Joe Montana and the 49ers, a little bit more yardage the Bills could have gotten to push Scott Norwood a little closer, a different route run by the Tennessee Titans in 1999 so they're not 1 yard short of the goal line. But no one play could have been this and was that and could have been a win, but instead was a loss. That was that dramatic, except Darrell Bevell's decision to throw the football. And I don't care if they got the look that they wanted. I don't care if it was the smart play to take advantage of the defense the Patriots put out there. The fact is, as the old adage goes, when you throw the football, there are 3 things that can happen. 2 of them are bad. That's the simple fact. In that instance, if you throw the football, 2 of the outcomes are bad for you. If you run the football, none of the outcomes are bad. No, seriously. I mean, I suppose you could fumble the snap and fumble the handoff, but ultimately, Marshawn Lynch either scores a touchdown, you win the Super Bowl, gets stopped short, you get another shot at it, or you lose a few yards, again, you get another shot at it. So Darrell Bevell eventually never lived that down. And I know that Pete Carroll tried to take ownership of it. Bevell tried to take ownership of it. The Seahawks went on a retreat the year after. Russell Wilson and Richard Sherman seemingly have had these kind of like talk it out, shout it out, hug it out things to try to exercise the demons. The fact is that organization never recovered. It never recovered. It's hard to get to the Super Bowl. It's even harder to stand on the goal line and say, we're about to win the Super Bowl against a great team like the Pats. And they had it, and they coughed it up, and that has forever led to disintegration of faith from the players, jealousy about Russell Wilson not taking enough of the blame, too much responsibility on the defense, and so resentment, a lack of confidence in Darrell Bevell, an easy scapegoat in the offense, whispers, murmurs, worries about Pete Carroll, about the age of the team, about everything, and they never recovered. I don't mind them firing Darrell Bevell at all, because I think at some point you've got to exercise the ghost, and that guy's still around, and he still represents what could have been, and that is the most damning, haunting part of sports, the what could have been. You know, there are all these amazing specials and documentaries about the teams that won. I find the most powerful ones the teams that didn't, the teams that came close and never closed, because that haunting never leaves. And we've talked here on this show to how many members of the greatest show on turf, and every one of them says the same thing. Yeah, winning in 99 was great, but I can't shake 0-1 when we lost the Patriots. That losing that one still pains more than the glory and the confidence and the appreciation and the happiness of winning the one previously. It's the haunting. And that haunting could not have been rid from the Seahawks organization until they got rid of Bevell. And now they did, but you still have all the same players there as well, or at least a lot of them, unless you are starting to gut that entire roster and that defense, and maybe that happens next.